the one, yeah. I'm the right one, I'm the right one, yeah. 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 I'm the right one, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not the one, I'm the right one. I walk in like a bird, cold, look clear, aim. You wanna smoke, I heard it. You talk big, all wordy, all bark, no bite. You can't win this fight. I seen your hand shake when the room got quiet. I don't need a threat, I bring it, then I write, yeah, yeah, yeah. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't just a crowd, I let them come. I stare here hard like a loaded drum. You keep on talking, I keep on moving. Your chest gets loud, but your legs ain't proving. You want that title, you want that crown. I take one look and I shut it down. I cries when the flow gets mean. I came in clean, let the scene pristine. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah, 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 yeah. I don't bend, I don't break, I don't flinch, I don't fake. Every shot you throw just feeds my pace. Every lie you spit, I put back in your face. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah.
That's what this case is about. It's about the truth, not hiding it or concealing it, but exposing the truth.
Yeah.
Don't let them get away with this. Do not endorse and sanction an investigation that is broken and corrupted top to bottom. That's why you stand as the guardian of justice and the protector of justice. And my question to you is, what will you do with this moment?
Hey, hey, you did that, look at you go. Drop that down and now the whole room know. Big heart energy still in the show. You walk in and the whole place grows. Old school smile with a fresh new grin. Same sweet spot, let the chaos in. Cards on the table, you win again. Everybody turn when you step in. Hands up, look alive. You made the whole night rise. They've been waiting on your name. Now it burns through the frame. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You did that, and everybody knows. Turn up, toast to them, bro. Let's fucking go. Big heart energy still in the show. Toast to them.
I will not be silenced, and we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
TRUF. Truth.
He's the mirage in the rearview glass.
It's Ray from Dallas.
Was he here? Was he there? Was he ever mine?
Ray from Dallas?
Just a trick played by time.
This dude is savage as fuck.
Or just a dream?
What up, Ray from Dallas?
Ray from Dallas, tell me true.
He's fun.
Hi, Ray.
This appears to be a black man.
Ray from Dallas. Let's take this walk.
Is he real or just a dream? Falling stars or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the myth or the man I knew?
This dude is
Savage as fuck. Shout out to everybody on here from that 214 to across the states, to across the pond. Salute. You and I rocking with your guy RFD, aka Ray from Dallas. And I say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Man, we got the beautiful Kayla in the building, Kayla _Jones. The homie Pat _R_back. He's in the building. Shout out to the beautiful Laura Arnado. She's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And salute to you, beautiful people who in here already. So let me just show y'all some love and turn up for y'all just because I love. Man, when I say oh, man, this injustice and crime and corruption, it need us mo. And that's what type of time I'm on, right? Because I love this shit with everything in me. And I love it that I'm passionate about this shit and gonna keep grinding non-stop. Shout out to everybody that's on X turned up. I see all you people over there. And you people, it'd be nice if y'all come over here and subscribe to me on YouTube. You understand me, right? But like I said, man, we've been going. Like I told everybody, they gonna see me back soon because I'm on one. And I say, what happened? Examining Judge Ashlee Cole in Nolan Wells case. Hmm. Let's take this walk. So, we not here to play no games. We here to call it for what we see it. And this Judge Ashlee Cole, mm, we need answers. Because like I say, when you see stuff that's unprecedented and with judges or police officers or investigators who have the knowledge and skill to know I'm not supposed to do that, and they do it anyway, we need answers. And we need answers soon because Nolan Wells right there. Oh, I'm finna give it to you. Yes, sir, pass it back. Nolan Wells out of Mississippi. Him and 3 or 4 other dudes went on a boat. They all came back. He didn't. Nolan Wells ended up dying, drowning, didn't show up to shore until the 6th. This was on July 4th when it happened. But they had did a big search on him, right? And nothing was happening. All of a sudden, he just come up to the spot where they say they left him at, but it's been conflicting stories. It been conflicting stories, and the stories are very conflicting. Where, like yesterday, 8 days later, you have one of the friends come out and say, hey, oh, it was me on that tape who said, give me my phone. Oh, really? 8 days later. You have this judge who was the stepmother, stepmother, whatever, of one of the guys that was on the boat, right? You had when this guy was, listen, and boy, this get crazy. I found out they went to the Coast Guard, and this is new information. The Coast Guard told them it wasn't enough information for them to search, and they just started looking for Nolan to 13 hours later. Oh my. The girl he was with, they say he stayed with her. The girl say no. She told him he was getting back on that boat. Oh, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot, and I promise you, this case is something else. Now, when we talk about the boat, right? You know, it's conflicting stories on the boat. Like people saying, "This your friend. This your friend," and everybody know our friends. We ain't gonna leave our friend behind. It's stories they say, "Oh, they were gonna leave him behind and come back and get him because the boat was going through some things." Right? Basically, just don't make no sense. A real friend, are you gonna leave somebody back there? And like I said. Don't let me say it. Shout out to Hidden True Crimes. Let them give y'all a peek of about the boat situation.
And it's a little puzzling because there are some other facets to this that have become a little even more interesting, and that's why I'm curious about your take on as well. And the first one, I think, is the fact that he got off and was talking to a girl,
right?
And that's like the last time he's seen. And would you make anything of that? How's that? What do you think investigators are going to do to kind of capitalize on that, to kind of play that forward at all?
Well, that's a very interesting piece. One of the things that kind of concerns me a little bit, and just backing up a little bit, is the fact that everybody, I know the boat was taking on water. We know that. And so that's why one of the reasons why they say he was left behind was because they weren't going to be able to take all of them back on this boat. But that concerns me a little bit because would, if there were 4, if there were 6, there were 8, whatever, would it be more than just one person staying back, unless he was really into this girl, which is a possibility? Then there's the angle of, was this girl's father there? Was this girl's boyfriend there? I mean, that takes us into a whole different trajectory because we don't know the people and the circumstances surrounding this woman that he was talking to. So yeah, I mean, that could be a whole different thing that overall online people are not necessarily thinking about at this point, but it is certainly something that could be a factor in all this.
Shout out to the beautiful growth. Now, they letting you know about the boats. Right? Now, let's keep going. They got more to say.
Boat taking on water. I tell you, when I do what I do and we do what we do on the show, I'm always looking for those strange and unusual wobbles, right?
Yep.
And getting off and talking to a girl, that's not a great wobble to me, but boat taking on water, that's a little bit of a wobble for me. And the reason why I say that is if you look across, the spectrum of people when they go, we used to have our own little Bayliner boat. We kept on a lake here in Virginia. We went out with our kids every weekend with it during the summers. And so I know this kind of community well that people did. I can tell you, out of the hundreds and hundreds of times that I took out my small boat with a plug in the back and was out on Lake Anna, that's a lake out here in Spotsylvania, Virginia, in near Louisa County, and I never knew anyone to sink. Now, granted, people do dumb things like that if you leave the plug out. I mean, we did it once when we launched, so you pull the boat back out and you put the plug back in. It's really not that big of a deal. And so to make kind of a deal of that and a sinking boat as a reason, that kind of gave me a little bit of pause of an area to kind of explore a little bit more. Because, again, there seems to be rationalization to behaviors that you typically wouldn't see. Girl off boat, having last discussion. I mean, just there's little minor tremors all over the place.
Now, great question, Pat. They doing 2 autopsies now. The state is doing one and the parents is doing one. The parents, they don't trust Mississippi. So they shipped the body to Washington, D.C. so they could do their own thorough autopsy. And I think it was Colin Kaepernick who paid for that. Right. So, yeah, that was a great question. And, right, you hear them, a boat going above water, right? Like, so that means you're going to, leave one person back, and nobody going to stay with them and they get into their necks. Let's go to it.
Well, let me talk about that boat thing. So let's say you do have a boat that's taking on water, and let's say you've got a family of 4, right? Mm-hmm. And you've got to get back to the mainland, or you got to get back to wherever you're storing the boat or wherever your house is, whatever. Maybe you don't take everybody back. I don't know. I'm not a boater. I don't know. I've lived on lakes and all that kind of stuff, but boating was never my thing. But do you leave just one person behind? This was a group. This was a friends group. So it's just kind of interesting that this one person stayed behind and nobody was planning on looking out for him. And again, if he was kind of leaning into maybe talking to a girl or whatever, maybe he was like, listen, I'll stay by and you guys figure out stay behind and you guys figure out the boat situation. We don't know that. But still, if you were in a friends group, let's say it's you, me, Tony, and Jen out on a boat, right? And we've gone to an island and we're having pina coladas and margaritas or whatever we're having. We've got boat trouble. You think 2 of you can get back. Do you leave 2 behind or you just leave that one person behind? Is Todd the one who's left behind on that island while you guys go back and seek shelter?
it'd be one of those moments where if Todd volunteered or Tony volunteered to stay behind, you might. But I can tell you, I'd load us all in and make a beeline for sure. And because again, it's not like we don't have reports of this like hitting a rock and sinking. I mean, if it's a boat plug and taking on water that was left out, again, we don't know the details because investigators haven't shared anything else. We don't have autopsy results from medical examiner. There's a lot of unknowns still, and so we're filling the void with some conjecture here. But from practical everyday experience, if nothing else went sideways, the most likely reason why a boat's taking on water is either they hit something, so it's catastrophically taking on water, but we did not hear reports of that, or they left the plug out. And I know one of the comments was pontoon boat. That was a separate case. I don't think this was a pontoon boat. Do we know?
I'm not sure offhand.
Yeah, and
we don't know if it was a pontoon boat, but that's what they're speculating, that it was a pontoon boat, right? Now, like I said, y'all see Judge Ashlee Cole, right? Big time position, right? She was the judge. I mean, she is the mother of one of the children that was there, and his name is Warren. Warren, so the story, Warren is the one who ended up having the phone, having Nolan's phone, right? And he didn't voluntarily give that phone back. Life 360, heard about that in the Karen Reed case. Nolan's mother, Christina, she seen a Life 360 and seen where it was at and sent someone to go get it. So that's what's crazy about it. This judge right here, like I say, we see how judges is. Auntie Bev, uh, Judge Gull shit, right? Kelsey, I forgot who brought this up last night, but this ain't coming from me. Somebody else said this last night. Well, early this morning, because we was up to the wee hours of this morning. Kelsey Judge, right? Turtle Boy Judge, right? So just think about that. We know how judges are. We done seen them. And we're skeptical of judges now, right? That's a perception of them that we have now that they have to change. Now, this judge right here, she did some unethical things that she knows she's not supposed to do. As a judge, she's qualified. She's got a high position. She wears that robe. She the one who puts down the law, sign, seal, and deliver it in her position. And she went to Facebook, right? And remember I told y'all, we're going to always get new information. And I found out why they're calling this a racist case, right? Because it's something that Warren said. And you will see it on this video. But first, you're going to see Warren's mother talk on Facebook something that she knows she shouldn't have did.
Then a judge entered the picture. Chancery Judge Ashlee Cole. Her son Warren was one of the friends on that boat with Nolan. And days after Nolan's body was found, Judge Cole posted a lengthy statement to Facebook. Now, legal analysts who have looked at this case have pointed out something that matters. Judges rarely make public statements. It's one of the most basic conventions of sitting on a bench, especially when your own child is connected to an active investigation. But Judge Cole chose to step in. And what she said is worth looking at carefully. She wrote that Warren was interviewed by the Jackson County Sheriff's Department and cooperated fully. She said Warren last saw Nolan around 3 p.m. on July 4th. She said the group left around 4:30 p.m. because the boat was taking on water and they had an issue with the bilge pump. And she said Nolan made the decision to stay on the island and return with another group of friends. Now here's what she didn't say. She didn't mention the phone, she didn't mention the keys, she didn't mention the video of the argument, she didn't mention the deleted Snapchat messages. She framed her statement as something that would redirect attention back to the Wells family and their grief. Not their justice, their grief. There's a difference.
Now, that's not the part yet, but that was just giving you the judge, right? And it's crazy, right? Because she knows she's not supposed to do that. She knows she's not supposed to do that. She knows that she's not supposed to do that, especially if her son was involved. And this is the key thing right here, y'all. This is what got this case going crazy. Before the body was even found, they all lawyered up. Think about that. Now, I want y'all to hear this particular part, what this white man said about the situation. Yeah, and they deleted the social media. Snapchats, all of that. And look, this the cold thing about it too, Pat. The next day, when they were searching for him, the little dudes was eating breakfast. They was eating breakfast with each other. Oh my, but let's check out what this white man has to say. It makes sense.
True. This morning, a friend of Nolan Wells, who was with the 18-year-old the day he was last seen.
No. Not here he is right here.
If my son was with a bunch of people and he was the only one that didn't come back alive, nobody would come back alive. All of them would be dead. That's what should happen. And there's a reason why black people don't trust white people. This isn't happening in a vacuum. Nolan Wells was a member of the team, went to the same school, was friends with all of them. Except he's the one that ended up dying. He's the one, his actions got questioned because he's black. If it was a bunch of white kids, they wouldn't ask, well, what was he doing? What was he saying? What was his behavior? Those are the kind of questions that are being asked because he's black. But all of them, if that kid didn't come back alive, none of them should have.
Now, he insinuating like maybe they all should have drowned or something else, but what he's saying, it make a lot of sense, and then that's something that we just can't look past, right? We can't, right? Because 8 days later, y'all, right? You got this dude come out, right? Who say that he is his friend. And I done heard that this dude ain't even his friend like that, because it was video evidence of Nolan, the guy up there, the football player who passed away. They were saying, he was saying, give me my phone, give me my motherfucking phone. But 8 days later, this guy right here come out and say that was him. Oh, wow.
True. This morning, a friend of Nolan Wells, who was with the 18-year-old the day he was last seen alive, is sharing what he says happened during a July 4th boat trip to an isolated barrier island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Tristan Shepard declined to speak with us on camera because he says he and his friends are getting threats.
We did no wrong here, and we don't understand how we're getting so much hate behind it. We all cared and loved Nolan, and nobody wanted to see Nolan die. Nobody wanted to see his life be taken so short.
The Nolan Wells case just took a turn nobody saw coming. The viral video, the one with the argument, the one millions of people believed showed Nolan fighting for his phone. One of the boys from that boat has now come forward and said, "That voice you hear yelling?
That's not Nolan. That's me. And that's just the beginning. There's a photo from a pool party, the claim about the condition of Nolan's body. There's a question about who has his phone right now. And there are threats flying around online that are getting so serious, people are scared to show their faces on camera."
Now, ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Now, 8 days later, this dude come out, right, and say that. Okay, this is just the beginning, y'all. Let's continue. Because this what I got right here, man, this case get creepier and creepier, and it start to build and show you what's going on.
We just want to know what happened and why our baby didn't come home.
She said he was going back to the boat. They said he wanted to stay behind. Those are not the same thing, and somebody is not telling the truth. That contradiction is now at the center of everything surrounding the death of 18-year-old Nolan Wells, a college football player, a son, a kid who went out to celebrate the 4th of July on a barrier island off the coast of Mississippi and never came home. His body was found face down in the water 3 days later. And since then, the explanation his friends gave for why they left that island without him has not held up. Not under scrutiny, not under questioning, and not when you lay it next to what other witnesses are now saying. Because here's what's happened in the last few days. His parents sat down publicly for the first time. His mother opened his phone and found it wiped clean. His attorney, Ben Crump, stood alongside Reverend Al Sharpton in Harlem and said there is a video of Nolan in an argument, demanding his phone back from someone. And the friends who came home with that phone, with his keys, without him, they've hired lawyers. They have not joined any search effort, and according to Sharpton, they did not voluntarily tell authorities they had Nolan's belongings when they left him on that island. Let me say that again. They came home with his phone, they came home with his keys. They did not come home with him. And they didn't mention any of that on their own. I need you to understand what that means, because every piece of the explanation that was given for why Nolan Wells was left behind on Horn Island is now falling apart. The story about the girl, the story about the choice, the story about the phone, none of it lines up. If Nolan Wells didn't choose to stay on that island, then what actually happened between 3 o'clock that afternoon and the moment his body was found in the water? Because when you lay out what his friends told people about that day, piece by piece, none of it survives. If you're just catching up, here's what you need to know. Nolan Wells was 18. He went with 3 friends by boat to Horn Island on the 4th of July. His friends came back without him. His body was found 3 days later in the water off the shore of that same island. Authorities say they believe he drowned. His family says that explanation doesn't hold. Now let me walk you through what's come out since then, because the cracks in this story didn't appear all at once. They showed up one at a time, quietly, and each one made the last one worse. It starts with the basic story his friends told. According to Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter, Nolan's friends said he chose to stay behind on the island, that he wanted to hang back and talk to a girl, that he'd catch a ride home with another group. That's the version that went out first. That's the version the sheriff repeated publicly. But here's the first crack. The young woman Nolan was reportedly talking to has told a different story. According to Ben Crump, she said Nolan told her he was heading back to the boat to leave with his friend.
Now, it's 2 statements. The statement that the sheriff said was what the boy said first. He preached that. He drilled that. And also, the sheriff was irresponsible for saying it was no foul play before we even see any evidence at the investigation. As a matter of fact, me, Kayla, Catherine, and a lot of other people was on here in the wee hours this morning. They haven't even put the boat out and what type of boat it was. And shout out to, Kayla said, guess y'all should have thought about that and cooperated and helped if you had nothing to do with it. Facts. Oh shit, Reverend Sharpton involved, they in for it now. It's gonna be a fight. Pastor back say, was he found in a spot where there weren't any people around, or was he found on that beach they just showed with 1 million people on it? See, this is the crazy part right here, Pat. They say they left him at 4, right? They say they left him at 4, y'all. 4 p.m. This their best friend. They said, he said he want to stay to be with the girl. And like we heard them other gentlemen say, is you gonna leave your homeboy behind because he want to stay with a girl, and there was alcohol and drugs involved, allegedly. Like, we seen the alcohol, but they say it was drugs involved, right? So this what happened. When he was missing, they didn't report him until 11 o'clock that night, Pat, and everybody, p.m., to the Coast Guard. And remember I told y'all earlier, the Coast Guard said, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, they left him on the island. And they didn't search for him till 13 hours later. Now look, do that make any sense? Shout out to J2K 1980 in the building. Good to see you, my God. He say something doesn't smell right in the death of this kid. The people he was with seem very McAlbert. Yeah, you know, like I say, it's just the way. I'm not here to interpret it for anybody. I'm just saying my interpretation is something smells, and I agree with that. Now look, they say he was gonna get on a ride with some other boaters, right? Well, so y'all gonna leave y'all best friend there so he can get on a ride with some other boaters? Like you heard Hidden True Crime say, no way they gonna leave somebody that's conflicted story. They said they was gonna come back and get him because the boat was sinking, right? Now they say He said he was gonna ride with some other boaters. Then the girl say no. He says he was going back with them, right? And remember I told y'all, the son, I mean, one of the dudes who was with him called the Coast Guard at 11 p.m. And guess who that kid was? The judge's son. This lady right here. This lady right here. Judge Ashlee Cole. That was her son. His name is Warren, right? So I want y'all to think about that. And guess what? The Coast Guard lied and said that he didn't talk to the judge's son. Why did he lie to the police and say that? And y'all, this is M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter humpback I. This Mississippi. This a state that's known to be racist. Let's just keep it 100. We ain't, whoopty-woo, whoopty-woo, woo, 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 woo. Oh, and this was cold, too. His body, they said, they searched for his body, right? And they couldn't find it. It was a massive search. Then July 6th, his body come and they found it in the same place where they said they left him at. Are you kidding me? Right? But this is what's colder. When you underwater like that, they stated that you are not supposed to just not look like yourself. His mother couldn't even recognize him. They had to go get dental records to recognize him, right? And then look, they say your body is supposed to be, like more deteriorated being underwater like that. They say his body looked like he had just been in a bath too long, and you know how your fingers and your toes, they wrinkle up? That's what they said. And like J2K said, now you get in a boat with all your friends to go to an island. You're supposed to return back home with all your friends. You don't just leave one dude behind on this island. This is some serious fuckery. I agree 100%, right? But that's why these autopsies mean something, because like we're going to see if it was abuse of the corpse. Because with him being not that wrinkled like that, supposedly, being underwater, then all of a sudden coming back to the shore in the same place they say they left him, right? It's speculations out there, right? And there's new information that he went back to the house, right? And they saying that they brought him back to put him in water, and so it's crazy. But I'm telling y'all, this story is for real. Let's continue.
If you're just catching up, here's what you need to know. Nolan Wells was 18. He went with 3 friends by boat to Horn Island on the 4th of July. His friends came back without him. His body was found 3 days later in the water off the shore of that same island. Authorities say they believe he drowned. His family says that explanation doesn't hold. Now let me walk you through what's come out since then, because the cracks in this story didn't appear all at once. They showed up one at a time, quietly, and each one made the last one worse. It starts with the basic story his friends told. According to Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter, Nolan's friends said he chose to stay behind on the island, that he wanted to hang back and talk to a girl, that he'd catch a ride home with another group. That's the version that went out first. That's the version the sheriff repeated publicly. But here's the first crack. The young woman Nolan was reportedly talking to has told a different story. According to Ben Crump, she said Nolan told her he was heading back to the boat to leave with his friends. The friends say he told them he was staying with her. Think about that carefully. The entire reason they gave for leaving him on that island depends on a conversation, and the 2 people in that conversation are telling opposite versions of what was said. Then
2 people are telling opposite versions of what was said. They said they left him there. She said that he said he was going back with them. And like Kayla say, how can they not see how suspicious it is that no one but Nolan stayed behind? Seriously. Big facts. How can nobody see that? You know, that's what's mind-boggling. And Pat say maybe he got in a fight with someone away from the crowd and ended up dying. Whoever was responsible covered him up or left him somewhere out of sight. Then maybe came back and moved the body later. Could be. It could be, but it ain't no evidence that's pointing towards that, right? Because all the kids' stories are conflicted. They just can't get right. If y'all ever seen Life, y'all remember that dude on the Can't Get Right? They stories just can't get right. It's conflicting, right? I'm telling you, this story is crazy, y'all. Like, it's rumors out there, you know, because let's just keep going so y'all could see what's going on before I just spill it out.
Then there's the girl herself. Christine, Nolan's mother, said when she was first told what happened, the friends said Nolan stayed behind for a girl named Katie. But in that same conversation, she was also told that Katie was missing too, and that nobody in the group actually knew who she was. Now we know more. Katie's mother, Gracie McCormack, has since confirmed publicly on Facebook that her daughter Katie was the one with Nolan that day. She says Katie has been in contact with the family, but she also says her daughter has no insight into what happened to Nolan after the two parted ways. Let me stop right there. Katie is real. She's accounted for. Her own mother has spoken, and nothing from Katie's side supports the version the friends gave. She's not backing up their story. She's not saying Nolan told her he wanted to stay. If anything, the fact that Katie's family has come forward while Nolan's friends have gone silent behind lawyers makes that contradiction louder, not quieter. Now the
Katie has been verified to be real. Now we done done like 5 videos, like back to back to back to back. And you know, it was a lot of conflicting stories, but as you see, she has came out to be real. Her mother has said that, right? She has told this to the police, right? Pat said he thought he was through with this after TB. You got me hooked on 2 more cases, man. I'm glad, man. You back watching the channel, bro. You on these 2 cases with me, fam. I appreciate that, and everybody who watch it. But I can't forget, if you got a social media, please share this, right? If you ain't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you can help the channel, you know, you see the Venmo, Cash App, and the Super Chat. But the main important thing, if you could like, share, and subscribe if you ain't. Now let's continue.
Now the phone. Nolan's friends left that island with his phone and his keys. According to Reverend Al Sharpton, they did not volunteer that information to authorities on their own. Christine said she and her husband were not handed the phone. They had to track it down using Life 360 and retrieve it themselves. And when Christine finally got that phone into her hands and opened Snapchat, there was nothing. No photos, no videos, no saved snaps, nothing from the entire day. She checked his second account too. Empty. Stay with me here. Christine said Nolan was the kind of kid who documented everything. Every gathering, every outing. He'd come up to her at bedtime asking her to pose for a picture. For his Snapchat to be completely blank after a full day at the beach with 200 people around him, she said that's not just unusual. It's impossible unless someone went through that phone and deleted what was on it. And she checked before the 24-hour auto-delete window had passed. Meaning whatever was there should still have been recoverable. It was.
Now, Pat say, J2K, to be fair, it's not that crazy to leave him on the island if he knew other people there. I've done that before, but my friends never left me without my phone and keys and then wipe my phone. Yeah, that's true. And you have some people saying that. But these young kids, right? Like, and you know, it just looked crazy that they left with his phone, his keys. They deleted their social media. Some people say because it was for the alcohol and drugs, but I'm like, that isn't a big deal compared to murder, right? Because if it's alcohol and drugs, all of them was doing it. That isn't a big deal to murder, right? But not voluntarily giving the phone and the keys back, and they got to track it and they come to your house and get it, y'all ask me. Not ask me. Y'all think about that. You got his phone and his keys and you don't voluntarily give it back. Right? And this is the bad thing about it. Remember I told y'all earlier, these kids lawyered up before the body was even found. Now, look, with corruption and injustice going on out here, I get it. But in a type of case like this particular, especially with this judge and the how she was irresponsible coming out on Facebook, right? These kids lawyered up. These supposed to be best friends. Remember, these was the same guys who was eating breakfast the day after and not out there searching for their best friend. Like I say, it's just suspicious. Let's continue.
And then there's the video. A clip circulated online appearing to show some kind of argument on or near the island that day. Crump says you can hear a voice he believes is Nolan saying, "Give me my freaking phone. What are you freaking doing?" Now, Crump has gone back and forth slightly on whether that voice has been definitively confirmed as Nolan's. In one interview, he pulled back. In another, alongside the family, he spoke about it with more certainty. But either way, the core of it hasn't changed. There was a recorded argument that day, and it appears to involve Nolan's phone. So now put those pieces next to each other. There's a video of an argument about a phone. His friends leave the island with that phone. His mother gets the phone back and finds it wiped. And the reason they gave for leaving him behind is contradicted by the one witness they pointed to, a witness whose own family has now come forward and offered nothing that supports their story. Each one of those details on its own raises a question. Together, they don't raise questions anymore. They raise a pattern. And
Think about that. They don't raise questions anymore. They raise a pattern. And shout out to Pastor Bay. He says Kaepernick related now. He just assisted to help them pay that, right? Contradicting stories. The boys say he chose to stay behind. The girl say he said he was going back. The girl came out and said it on TV. I mean, it came out and her mother came out and verified it, right? Like somebody's not telling the truth. Somebody's not telling the truth. Okay, let's continue.
civil rights attorney Joe Richardson, speaking on the Sidebar podcast, raised a point about what this means in practice. He said Jackson County is small enough that a sitting judge almost certainly has professional relationships with the prosecutor's office, the investigators, and the coroner's office. He wasn't making an accusation. His point was that when the mother of one of the last people to see Nolan alive holds that kind of position within the same system investigating the case, it raises questions about whether the family can trust that system to be impartial. And that's exactly the concern the Wells family has expressed. No one in the Cole family has been charged with any crime. No one has been accused of any crime by law enforcement. Judge Cole has stated publicly that her family is not trying to impede the investigation. Now let's talk about the timeline, because there's a gap in it that nobody has adequately explained. According to the Coast Guard, a friend of Nolan's contacted them around 11 p.m. on the night of July 4th. The Coast Guard told Locks that call, in their words, did not require Coast Guard assistance. They would
Look, I got to play that back for y'all. This is a judge, y'all. And remember, her son was one of the guys. Listen to this again. It's real short.
Civil rights attorney Joe Richardson, speaking on the Sidebar podcast, raised a point about what this means in practice. He said Jackson County is small enough that a sitting judge almost certainly has professional relationships with the prosecutor's office, the investigators, and the coroner's office. He wasn't making an accusation. His point was that when the mother of one of the last people to see Nolan alive holds that kind of position within the same system investigating the case, it raises questions about whether the family can trust that system to be impartial. And that's exactly the concern the Wells family has expressed. No one in the Cole family has been charged with any crime. No one has been accused of any crime by law enforcement. Judge Cole has stated publicly that her family is not trying to impede the investigation. Now let's talk about the timeline, because there's a gap in it that nobody has adequately explained. According to the Coast Guard, a friend of Nolan's contacted them around 11 p.m. on the night of July 4th. The Coast Guard told Locks that call, in their words, did not require Coast Guard assistance. They would
Now listen, Not accusing, but is that ethical? Right? Like the beautiful love right now, I just want to know, is that ethical for a sitting judge to do what she did and saying what she's saying? And then, like they say, in a small town like this, boy, you got friends, you the judge, a sitting judge. Man, you the judge, you a sitting judge. That's why you see this thumbnail. You see power, favoritism, cover up. Why? Right? Right? I'm talking about that. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, you got friends. We seen that in the GOAT case, Karen Reed case. We seen that. We seen that in the Richard Allen case. Come on now. Come on now. We seen that. That's why we did a video yesterday, new information presented, Nolan Wells case. We did a video the other day, why leave Nolan Wells behind? Right? This is diabolical. Man, I appreciate everybody on here, man. I just want to turn up for all y'all, man, because I love y'all so much. I got to turn up for all y'all real quick. Real quick turn up. I love y'all to death. I appreciate y'all. Man, salute, salute, salute. That was for all y'all. Kayla say, I see pride, I see power, I see a badass mother who won't take no crap off no one. Cool runnings. Boy, hold up. If that ain't the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, I mean, think about it, right? What would you do? Like, what would like, this is a judge, and we done seen, it ain't what would you do, what we done seen judges in power doing the way this case is looking, how it's going, right? Like, this happened on July 4th, right? We still don't know what the vote is. They still ain't brought no evidence to the judge or nothing. The boys, they say the boys have been talked to. Okay, they've been talked to. They talk about, oh, if they erasing the numbers and stuff, okay. But why that's not a problem? And like this ex-judge was saying earlier, like, why would the dude who had the phone and the keys, why y'all ain't brought him in for questioning? And I'm hearing they say they did. That's what they saying they did. But what type of questioning? What type of questioning? Oh yeah, I love cool runnings too. Yeah. What type of questioning? Now I say this is very suspicious, y'all, because it is. It's very suspicious. Damn, I thought I had that other clip on there, but it's very suspicious, right? It's very suspicious. And y'all got to think about that. And we ain't done. Let's continue.
Possible. Now let me talk about what didn't happen in those early hours, because what's missing from this investigation may tell you more than what's in it. When the friends came back from that island without Nolan, there is no public indication that anyone documented their physical condition. Were there scratches, bruises? Had anyone changed clothes? Were those questions asked during the initial interviews? Nobody has answered that publicly. And in a case where a young man ends up dead after a day with friends on a remote island, those are not optional questions. Those are the first questions. The phone sat in the friend's possession for hours before it reached the family. During that window, whatever was on it could have been altered. When legal analysts looked at this, they pointed out something specific. That gap alone, phone in the friend's hands, messages missing when the family finally got it, could support an argument of evidence tampering in court, regardless of whether the deleted content turns out to be significant. It's the chain of custody that matters. And here's what makes that worse. Law enforcement has tools for exactly this situation. Exigent circumstances, emergency warrants. When someone is missing and a phone may contain critical evidence, there are legal mechanisms to compel carriers like Snapchat to preserve and hand over data quickly. Multiple legal analysts have now asked publicly why none of that appears to have been pursued in the first several days of this case. The phone wasn't seized. No emergency preservation request has been confirmed. And the family, not the investigators, was the one going through the device. A Snap company spokesperson told CBS News they stand ready to work with law enforcement to investigate this tragedy. That statement tells you Snapchat hasn't been asked yet. Or if they have, nobody's saying so. Then
So let me start with that last one, Snapchat, because the parents say, and as they showing video, they son was an active, snapper. And it's a lot of children, a lot of grown-ups who are active snappers, Instagrammers, and all of that, right? But like you said, what wasn't said, all the other stuff, all the other inconsistencies, right? That's a big deal, right? It's a huge deal. And that's something that we can't look past. Let's continue.
Then there's a smaller detail, but it's the kind of detail that matters precisely because it's so easy to verify. A young woman who was on the island that day reached out to Christine after she posted publicly asking for information. This woman sent Christine photos from July 4th that show Nolan wearing blue shorts. The official report described him in black shorts. Blue and black are not colors you confuse in a photograph. So either the person who filed that report didn't look carefully, or they were describing someone they didn't actually see that day. Either way, it's a documented photograph contradicting an official record on a simple, verifiable fact. And if they got the shorts wrong, what else did they get wrong? Now,
Shout out to the beautiful Katie D, and I'm just glad you popped in and say, hey, I hope you have an amazing day too, beautiful. Did y'all hear that? Oh, it's real quick. Listen again.
then there's a smaller detail, but it's the kind of detail that matters precisely because it's so easy to verify. A young woman who was on the island that day reached out to Christine after she posted publicly asking for information. This woman sent Christine photos from July 4th that show Nolan wearing blue shorts. The official report described him in black shorts. Blue and black are not colors you confuse in a photograph. So either the person who filed that report didn't look carefully, or they were describing someone they didn't actually see that day. Either way, it's a documented photograph contradicting an official record on a simple, verifiable fact. And if they got the shorts wrong, what else did they get wrong? Now,
Think about that. They said the shorts was black, and the shorts was blue, with a bunch of inconsistencies in this already. If they got that wrong, like he stated, what else you think they got wrong? This case is crazy, and the two autopsy reports is crucial, and we'll talk about that. But let's get to this next clip.
wrong. Now here's the part of this that pulls it all together. Ben Crump has confirmed that the friends who were with Nolan that day have retained their own attorneys. That means Crump's team has had no direct conversation with the people who were actually present during Nolan's final hours. Every account from that friend group has come secondhand. Through Judge Cole's Facebook post, through what investigators have relayed, through the sheriff's public comments. Not one word directly from them to the family or the family's attorneys. And multiple legal analysts have pointed out something else. From what is publicly known, those same friends did not join the search for Nolan. They got lawyers. They didn't grab a boat and go back out to look for their friend. Think about that carefully. Your friend is missing on an island. You were the last people with him. And instead of going back to help find him, you hire an attorney. Nobody in that friend group has been charged with any crime. Nobody has been named as a suspect by law enforcement. They are cooperating with investigators, according to the sheriff. But cooperation is not the same thing as transparency. And hiring a lawyer before your missing friend is even found is not the behavior of someone with nothing to worry about.
Transparency. Ain't that what ain't that one of the words that's used the most in injustice and corruption that's going on? We want transparency. You heard what he said. I already knew it. Been following the case. You're not out there searching for your best friend. You're deleting stuff, deleting your social media, lawyering up before the body's even found. Mm-mm. Something smells. And like and shout out to the beautiful Maricia. Thank you for popping in, sweetheart. Thank you for that. Now, something smells, y'all. Let's continue.
Wrong. Now here's the part of this that pulls it all together. Ben Crump has confirmed that the friends who were with Nolan that day have retained their own attorneys. That means Crump's team has had no direct conversation with the people who were actually present during Nolan's final hours. Every account from that friend...
You said whoever said they lawyered up. Did you just listen? You didn't just hear that? Oh, that was made up? Okay.
Then there's a smaller detail, but it's the kind of detail that matters precisely because it's so easy to verify. A young woman who was on the island that day reached out to...
Well, that's not... You said that's made up. Okay. If you think it's made up, okay. I'm going to let you believe that, but we know what's happening.
Wrong. Now here's the part of this that pulls it all together. Ben Crump has confirmed that the friends who were with Nolan that day have retained their own attorneys. That means Crump's team has had no direct conversation with the people who were actually present during Nolan's final hours. Every account from that friend group has come secondhand. Through Judge Cole's Facebook post, through what investigators have relayed, through the sheriff's public comments. Not one word directly from them to the family or the family's attorney.
Now, did you hear that? When you lawyer up, you're not able to talk to them, right? So stop the shenanigans. Let's continue.
Now step back. Look at all of it together. A contradicted story about why he stayed. A girl, the explanation depends on who was herself described as missing and unknown. A recorded argument about a phone that came back wiped. A 13-hour gap before anyone officially searched for him. No emergency warrant for digital evidence. A shorts color that doesn't match. A judge who made a public statement she didn't need to make. Friends who got lawyers instead of joining the search. And a sheriff who told the public there was no evidence of foul play before basic investigative steps had been completed. Every single one of those details, on its own, could be explained away. Could be a coincidence, could be a miscommunication, could be nothing. But they're not on their own. They're all in the same case, about the same kid, on the same day. And at some point, the weight of that stops being coincidence and starts being a pattern that demands answers.
It stopped being coincidence, and it starts being a pattern that demand answers. I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't care about that. I'm talking about this. And you listen to this again.
Now step back. Look at all of it together. A contradicted story about why he stayed. A girl, the explanation depends on who was herself described as missing and unknown. A recorded argument about a phone that came back wiped. A 13-hour gap before anyone officially searched for him. No emergency warrant for digital evidence. A shorts color that doesn't match. A judge who made a public statement she didn't need to make. Friends who got lawyers instead of joining the search. And a sheriff who told the public there was no evidence of foul play before basic investigative steps had been completed. Every single one of those details, on its own, could be explained away. Could be a coincidence, could be a miscommunication.
The dumbass is you, stupid. You know, with a name that milkshake, yellow STS. It's just a stupid ass name to start off with. Use the dumbass. Because if you saying that's not true, that means your dumbass ain't been paying attention. See, they got a book for dummies like you, right? Who illiterate and who just get on her and type with capital letters like, you know, you just fucking a fool ass motherfucker, right? Don't get on here and say shit you don't know. Get your dumb ass on, stupid. Well, keep going. Let's continue, y'all.
Answers. So where does this case actually stand right now? The Jackson County Sheriff's Office says the investigation is active and ongoing. Sheriff Ledbetter has told reporters his office is treating this like any other case and will be as thorough as they can. He's asked the public for patience, saying people want answers 10 minutes ago, but getting accurate information takes time and hard work. His office has specifically asked anyone who was on Horn Island on July 4th to come forward with original, unedited photos and videos. They want footage from the northwest tip of the island. They want to know about any arguments, disturbances, or unusual activity, and they are trying to identify the original poster of the argument video. There are no surveillance cameras on Horn Island, so anything anyone captured on their phone that day may be the closest thing to evidence this case gets. The state medical examiner performed an autopsy on July 7th. The cause and manner of death have not been publicly released. Toxicology results are pending. Officials say the full results could take weeks. The independent autopsy, conducted in Washington, D.C. by a pathologist with no ties to Mississippi, was expected to produce results days ago. As of right now, those results still have not been made public. Crump has said the delay was partly because Nolan's body took longer than expected to transport from Mississippi, but the family has committed to releasing those findings publicly when they come in. Crump has also raised the question of whether the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation should take over this case entirely. That has not happened. As of now, it remains with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. The family's legal team says they are working with forensic experts to recover deleted messages from Nolan's phone, both Snapchat content and standard text messages. They have also said they plan to turn the phone over to law enforcement after their own examination is complete. Whether investigators have independently pursued records from Snapchat or Nolan's phone carrier has not been confirmed publicly. Representative Benny Thompson has urged a transparent and timely investigation.
Now, they don't trust him. I don't trust him either, right? Because it was irresponsible for the sheriff to come out and say he don't think no foul play is involved when you ain't even came up and presented evidence here, fam. Right? That shows that's not fair and that's not being impartial, right? You got a family who just lost their son and you ain't showed no evidence. It's too much pointing in the other direction. And then you say no foul play. Oh, wow. Then a judge's son is on this, right? They lawyered up right after, before the body was even found. And you got this dumbass who come in here with all these capital letters and just say stupid shit. That milkshake was yellow. Man, shut the fuck was you thinking to make that stupid ass name? You fucking donkey of the day. Now think about that. How is you looking at this? Because I know how I'm looking at it. Let's keep going.
Investigation. The NOC has voiced its support for the family. Colin Kaepernick helped fund the independent autopsy. Tyler Perry is covering funeral expenses. Reverend Al Sharpton will officiate the funeral. Spike Lee showed up to the press conference in Harlem to stand with the family, and Christine and Elmore are not sleeping. Christine told CNN's Victor Blackwell that she's pushing through her grief because she needs to know she did everything possible to find out what happened. Elmore said his son had a plan for his life. Football, school, a future. He said Nolan was supposed to be back at it that Monday, not on a missing persons flyer, not in a coroner's report. Back at practice, getting ready for the season.
God rest his soul. Like I say, them autopsy reports are everything. Let him come back with not no water on his lungs. Let him come back, because remember, his mother couldn't even identify him. She had to do dental records, right? Because she couldn't recognize him. But his skin was like he had just been in a bathtub on his hands and his fingers. That's crazy work. Like, and people want you not to look at that. No. We can't let no stones go unturned. Shout out to Keith in the building. Appreciate you, big dog. Let's continue.
Here is what we still don't know. We don't know the official cause of death. We don't know what the independent autopsy found. We don't know what was on Nolan's phone before it was wiped. We don't know who deleted those messages or when. We don't know what was said in that 11 p.m. Coast Guard call, or why the Coast Guard determined it didn't require their assistance. We don't know why 13 hours passed before a formal search began. And we don't know what actually happened on that island between 3 o'clock in the afternoon and the moment Nolan ended up in the water. His parents are not pushing a theory. They're not accusing anyone by name. What they've said, consistently, across every interview, is the same thing. The story they were told does not match the son they raised. And until someone can explain that gap in a way that actually holds together, they're not going to stop asking. Elmore said something in one of those interviews that stays with you. He said he spent years drilling the same lesson into Nolan. Stay with the group. Don't split off. One day you're going to call me and thank me for nagging you about this.
And beautiful Kylie, you know you don't have to ask me nothing. You know you don't got to ask me nothing. You know you can do what you want to do. Shout out to Bugs. Bugs in the building. And man, I had the time of my life over there with that stunningly beautiful, gorgeous lady and true crime Keith. Right? We had it pushed back, but we're gonna get it going soon. She put that up for the Delphi series, and I can't wait for that. Like, this case right here, serious. And you know, like, you got one black boy, all these white boys. All the white boys come back, the black boy don't. They say the black boy stayed. But why is the black boy keys in his phones? Right? Yeah, I feel you. Okay, let's do what you do. I ain't got nothing to say. Nothing to tell me, right? You know, why wasn't the boy reported? Why was he reported 7 hours later? Right? You know. Why did the Coast Guard think it wasn't important? Why the Coast Guard didn't think it was important to do the search? And they said they ain't seen this guy in this many hours. Now what's popping? Well, I know who you was talking to. What's popping? See, like I say, this injustice and corruption is real, right? And there be cases like this, we must jump on. So we won't see travesties happen like what happened to Richard Allen. Travesties of what Karen Reed and Turtle Boy went through and Turtle Boy still going through. And only two black friends he has, one of them sounds like he's covering up for the others. That's true. And the one who said, oh, that's me yelling, I don't like it one bit. No, and yeah, exactly. 8 days later, Bugs. 8 days later, you had this guy come out right here. I got it. Watch this. Where is that? Is this it right here? Let's see.
This morning, a friend of Nolan Wells, who was with the 18-year-old the day he was last seen alive, is sharing what he says happened during a July 4th boat trip to an isolated barrier island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Trayston Shepard declined to speak with us on camera because he says he and his friends are getting threats.
We did no wrong here, and we don't understand how we're getting so much hate behind it. We all cared and loved Nolan, and nobody wanted to see Nolan die. Nobody wanted to see his life be taken so short.
The Nolan Wells case just took a turn nobody saw coming. The viral video, the one with the argument, the one millions of people believed showed Nolan fighting for his phone. One of the boys from that boat has now come forward and said, "That voice you hear yelling?
That's not Nolan. That's me. And that's just the beginning. There's a photo from a pool party, the claim about the condition of Nolan's body. There's a question about who has his phone right now. And there are threats flying around online that are getting so serious, people are scared to show their faces on camera.
The wind hums low, a hollow refrain through cracked window panes. It calls my name. The clock ticks slow.
My bad, y'all, my bad. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second.
That's what this case is about. It's about the truth. Not hiding it or concealing it, but exposing the truth. Don't let them get away with this. Do not endorse and sanction an investigation that is broken and corrupted top to bottom. That's why you stand as the guardian of justice and the protector of justice. And my question to you is, what will you do with this moment?
Hey, you did that, look at you go. Drop that down and now the whole room know. Big heart energy still in the show. You walk in and the whole place grows. Old school smile.
Damn, I ain't think. Oh, hold up. I got two of me in this bitch now, boy. I'm out of there right now. I'm out of there, but look. I'm on my phone. I ain't got a call. I'm sorry, my beautiful people. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So sorry, so sorry, so sorry. Now, where the fuck was we at? What the fuck was we talking about? Oh yeah, we was talking about and yeah, the judge, y'all. Let's talk about the judge. Like I say, this shit right here, you got to jump on it now. I see. Yeah, I had another blunder. You got to jump on it because see the injustice and corruption and the fucking torture that I see Richard Allen going through. The GOAT, Karen Reed, and a lot of other people, Edric Frost. Come on now, we don't jump on it quickly and make a big deal out of it, then it's gonna go unseen. So I learned not to leave no stones unturned. All right. Yeah. Why he say, yeah, oh, Kayla, I'm glad you said that. Oh, man, that's why I love you to joke. Man, why did he say we didn't want to see Nolan die? Oh, Kayla, thank you for saying that. On everything I love. Why did he say that? We didn't want to see Nolan die like y'all seen him die. Remember, if you've seen the last videos, reports, they say, oh, Nolan was back at the house, at the judge house, right? And it was a fight broke out. Three of them boys who was with, they was into him, and Nolan was bending over, gasping, and blood was coming out. But, yo, he said, why we didn't want to see Nolan die? Damn. How the fuck you knew he was dying? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Damn, he did say that like that, didn't he? We didn't want to see him die. Oh, wait. See? That's like Kayla say, that's word. Why would you say it in that way? You show emotion, he showed none. What the fuck? Damn, he did say that. We didn't want to see Nolan die. Mm. Mm. And then, like, this judge went over it, but yeah, I think there was a fraudulent slip here. Yeah. Because he said that like, and he knew they was watching them die. Then this motherfucker come out 8 days later and look, y'all. The mother came out and said he wasn't even real close friends to him like that. So it's crazy, but when this ex-judge, shout out to the beautiful Jordan up building, what's up, baby? What's up, Yens? Love you to death. And look, what's crazy, this ex-judge from Mississippi who got taken down off the judge because, you know, he was talking about racial stuff. We did the whole video on him, but this is what his conclusion was.
Works. And so I am happy to be a retired judge. I'm always going to shoot it to you straight with no chaser. Straight with no chaser. I will tell you the God honest truth. I can tell you this one thing. I may have been born at night, but I was not born last night. And one thing about it, you cannot fool the informed. I've been on the inside. I know the process. And we will not sit quietly and allow this to be swept under the rug. I will call your hand. I will call your hand. You're not going to play these people for a fool. You are not going to play these people for a fool. We know the process. And we know what you should be doing. And by God, I plan to make sure you do it. Or we're going to call you out each and every time. There is a process. What I do know is, had the roles been reversed, by now, there would likely have been already arrests made. It wouldn't have taken all 6 days, 7 days, whatever amount of days it's going to take. Had the roles been reversed, justice, the wheels of justice spin quickly. Somebody would have been arrested for something by now. But since the roles are what they are, we are expected to be patient, and they're going to cross every T, and they're going to dot every I in the investigation before they make a move because of the people that are potentially involved. And that's the way the criminal justice system works, unfortunately. If you have access to power or money, in some instances, if you're the right color or the right hue, you will get the benefit of the doubt. And regardless of all of that, based on what I've heard, not in the affidavits I've seen, if the affidavits come to support what I've heard, I do believe, especially with the autopsy, once that is in, and then if we look at the body to see if there were any bruises or anything else, it should lead to the arrest of one or more individuals for murder, for accessory to murder, for conspiracy to commit murder, aggravated assault, kidnapping, and a list of other possible things. But right now, I could say that based on that video evidence of him demanding his phone back, someone could immediately be arrested.
Oh, he got a little bit more to say.
I could say that based on that video evidence of him demanding his phone back, someone could immediately be arrested for theft, wrongful conversion of his property. And once you make that first arrest, you start putting pressure on people. It becomes very serious at that point. No one wants their loved ones sitting behind bars, even jail bars, definitely not prison bars. So it becomes very serious at that point. And there are persons of interest that should have been interviewed by now, should have been questioned, picked up, and taken to the station, even if they didn't voluntarily go. There are certain people that should be classified as suspects by now. They should not just be persons of interest. They should be actual suspects. I do not agree with the sheriff saying right now foul play is not suspected. He should have said right now it is too early to tell one way or the other if he was going to say anything and try to be fair and impartial. Because all of this suspicious stuff, the suspicion and the actions of the individuals themselves lead you to believe that something is awry.
I agree. I agree. Because like I said, man, you just got to look at stuff for what it is. Right? Because this white man said this.
If my son was with a bunch of people and he was the only one that didn't come back alive, nobody would come back alive. All of them would be dead. That's what should happen. And there's a reason why black people don't trust white people. This isn't happening in a vacuum. Nolan Wells was a member of the team, went to the same school, was friends with all of them. Except he's the one that ended up dying. He's the one, his actions got questioned because he's black. If it was a bunch of white kids, they wouldn't ask, well, what was he doing? What was he saying? What was his behavior? Those are the kind of questions that are being asked because he's black. But all of them, if that kid didn't come back alive, none of them should have.
Quick
Like I said, why did they leave him?
Well, let me talk about that boat thing. So let's say you do have a boat that's taking on water, and let's say you've got a family of 4, right? And you've got to get back to the mainland, or you got to get back to wherever you're storing the boat, or wherever your house is, whatever. Maybe you don't take everybody back. I don't know. I'm not a boater. I don't know. I've lived on lakes and all that kind of stuff, but boating was never my thing. But do you leave just one person behind? You know, this was a group. This was a friends group. So it's just kind of interesting that this one person stayed behind and nobody was planning on looking out for him. And again, if he was kind of leaning into maybe talking to a girl or whatever, maybe he was like, listen, I'll stay by and you guys figure out stay behind and you guys figure out the boat situation. We don't know that. But still, if you were in a friends group, let's say it's you, me, Tony, and Jen out on a boat, right? And we've gone to an island and we're having pina coladas and margaritas or whatever we're having. We've got boat trouble. You think 2 of you can get back. Do you leave 2 behind, or you just leave that one person behind? Is Todd the one who's left behind on that island while you guys go back and seek shelter?
It'd be one of those moments where if Todd volunteered or Tony volunteered to stay behind, you might. But I can tell you, I'd load us all in and make a beeline for sure. And because again, it's not like we don't have reports of this like hitting a rock and sinking. I mean, if it's a boat plug and taking on water that was left out, again, we don't know the details because investigators haven't shared anything else. We don't have autopsy results from medical examiner. There's a lot of unknowns still, and so we're filling the void with some conjecture here. But from practical everyday experience, if nothing else went sideways, the most likely reason why a boat's taking on water is either they hit something, so it's catastrophically taking on water, but we did not hear reports of that, or they left the plug out. And I know one of the comments was pontoon boat. That was a separate case. I don't think this was a pontoon boat. Do we know?
I'm not sure offhand.
Yeah,
And look, when he say, and he made perfect sense when they say, oh, the water was coming up.
Boat taking on water. I tell you, when I do what I do and we do what we do on the show, I'm always looking for those strange and unusual wobbles, right?
Yep.
And getting off and talking to a girl, that's not a great wobble to me, but boat taking on water, that's a little bit of a wobble for me. And the reason why I say that is if you look across, the spectrum of people when they go, we used to have our own little Bayliner boat. We kept on a lake here in Virginia. We went out with our kids every weekend with it during the summers. And so I know this kind of community well that people did. I can tell you out of the hundreds and hundreds of times that I took out my small boat with a plug in the back and was out on Lake Anna, that's a lake out here in Spotsylvania, Virginia, in near Louisa County. And I never knew anyone to sink. Now, granted, people do dumb things like that. If you leave the plug out, I mean, we did it once when we launched, so you pull the boat back out and you put the plug back in. It's really not that big of a deal. And so to make kind of a deal of that and a sinking boat as a reason, that kind of gave me a little bit of pause of an area to kind of explore a little bit more. Because, again, there seems to be rationalization to behaviors that you typically wouldn't see. Girl off boat, having last discussion. I mean, just there's little minor tremors all over the place.
Man, and it just make you think, right? Man, is the GOAT, is this thing gone, y'all? Is it on? His hearing? I think I just seen him put on Twitter a while ago. They won't let him in with a Zoom. Oh, it's not on yet? I think I seen them put it on. He said they told him to look on NBC. Can somebody check real quick? Because if it's on, I want to go watch that too. I wonder who's gonna be the first person to redirect to me. I ain't never had nobody redirect to me. Everybody do it to everybody else. I'll never get it done to me. I'll be like, dang, why not? I'm like, shit, what I do? You don't think nobody's trying? I was like, that, what I do? Why nobody ain't never redirected me? All right, but I'm on top of this case, y'all. Right, this case right here got a lot. I mean, they got a lot. Right, a lot. I know you would, Caitlin. No, I know you would. I'm just saying nobody else did. I see everybody do that to everybody else. I'm gonna redirect you. Her. Nobody ain't never redirect. I ain't never had that happen to me. When this happened to me, it's gonna be like when USA beat Russia, and Russia was the favorite by a long shot in 1976 in hockey, and the USA won a gold medal. And Al Michael said, "Do you believe in miracles?" Oh man. But that's one of the best calls of all time when USA beat Russia. Yeah. Nah, I ain't saying no. I ain't saying that. Nobody ever redirected. Yeah, I just want to. I just, I never had that. Like I said, I want to have that. Do you believe in miracles moment one day? Oh, well, shit, that would have been cool. Like I say, man, I ain't trying to be for nobody, man. Like I say, I'm like that's just I ain't beefing with nobody. Oh yeah, no, I ain't tripping, man. I just can't wait for one day. One day I'll just be like, boom. I guess I ain't doing no drama no more, man, and I ain't feeding into it. Shit just different. I don't care, cause like you got stuff out here that's more important than that. Yeah, nah, she apologized and stuff. Yeah, yeah, and like I said, I just ain't, you know, I don't want no drama from nobody. I ain't trying to have none. Like, certain people I won't fuck with no more who did fuckery shit. And it ain't on this side. It's like, you know, who did turncoat shit. But yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, what the fuck did I do? People, but you know, people, you know what it is though. Like, I just got made the problem, right? And it's cool though. I took it like a big boy, kept on pushing, right? And that's what you're supposed to do. But then you see drama all around, and people who were saying we need to be drama free, they are part of the drama. And like I said, I ain't mad at it. Do what you do. I'm just saying how it went when it came to me. I know, Jordan. And it's just it's crazy. Like it's just crazy. I just be sitting wondering, like, God damn. I'm like, damn. Fuck I do. And you know, like, people be saying, oh, good to see you and other churches. I don't ever show up. Like, the fuck I do to y'all? Fuck if you do, fuck if you don't. You just fuck. Like in my situation. And I'm with you, man. I ain't trying to deal with that shit. I'm trying to move forward. Cause it's bigger shit popping out here. And it's like people want that, like they'll share the shit out of drama shit. Y'all ain't gonna share what's happening to Richard Allen. Y'all ain't gonna share this story right here that look like it's corruption and stuff involved. I ain't talking about the people. I'm just talking about in general, right? Crazy work. Mm-mm-mm. I don't know. I guess because I ain't got a, it's just a lot went down. There ain't even no need. I'm just saying, if you was her, you know what happened. Like, but it's just crazy. But shit, like I said, I'm gonna keep trucking. I ain't with that drama shit no more or nothing. Man, I love to talk shit, but when I was on my Huckleberry shit, boy, man, they started giving out badges for no drama week. I went to go chat the other day, said, I've been drama free. Got in my bag. Nobody didn't say nothing. You could hear a pin drop. No, I think Gross said, good job, right? I think Gross, I can't remember who else probably said so, but it was probably just the people who usually show up now. Oh, man. Oh, it's just funny, though. I went, I said, hey, I was like, what you woo? But, you know, like I said, it be perceptions out here. It been months. It been months. It been months since I had trauma. Months. Oh man, it been months. And even when the drama, my name got put in something, I was trying to shut that shit down. Even when I was gonna send messages of what people used to say, I didn't give a fuck. That was in the past. I ain't finna make it nothing now. I know you have Jordan, Kayla, and a lot of other people too. Laura and everybody. But you know, people um, 'cause, 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 ' good when you do it. It's a problem when I do it. You know, you're in a lose-lose situation. That's just how it be, y'all. Can't do nothing but roll with the punches, but I'm staying drama-free. I ain't with it unless it's necessary, right? But as long as it ain't necessary, and it got to be like super necessary, then yeah. You know, I just see so much shit happen with other people, and it's just like it's still good. Like situations happen with me where I basically really didn't do shit, and it was just look the other way, and you know. But oh well, fuck it. So that's the panda bar in the building. Just be like, fuck it though. It is what it is. I enjoy the people who hurl like, cause and shout out to Panda Bar just becoming a member. Let me turn that for you real quick. It's much appreciated. Thank you so much, Panda, for becoming a member. That is awesome. But yeah, we're gonna keep rocking. Shout out to Melissa in the building. Yeah, we always have a good time, Jay. You know, cause we're gonna keep that same energy regardless. Regardless, that same energy gonna stay there. It's just like you could just see the difference, you know, like you know, cause it's cases where I could have just pushed the issue on shit and just could have been ferocious, but I didn't, cause it's the right thing to do for me, because it's a lose-lose situation. I see. Well, I really don't like saying nothing in other chats no more and shit. On some real G shit. I really don't. Cause people be like, hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Man, I go live 4 or 5 times a day. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I'm gonna sure put it up too. That's gonna be my new thing I put up. That's gonna be my new thing I put up, Kayla. Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, and that's why I don't like going to other chats, because I be going live like 4 times, 5 times a day. Ain't no drama shit, on some real G shit, on real shit. And people like, hey, good to see me. Damn, did you unsubscribe? I mean, what? Because you never be able to be like, good to see you. Like, okay, good to see you too. That's why I be in chats all the time. I just don't be saying nothing no more, like, cause, like, y'all see how it go. Oh, no, I definitely understand, Melissa. I appreciate you just popping in. And I promise nobody, y'all ain't never got to tell me when y'all doing nothing. Y'all ain't got to tell me that. Yeah, I just, you know. You do. I just don't be saying nothing. Cause I don't like that fake shit. I don't like it. Just don't like it. You know, cause it seems like people just forget real quick. But it's cool though. You let them forget. People get mad at you because of your opinion. Damn, y'all don't get mad at everybody because of their opinion and stop rocking with them or say, "Oh, you making me mad on some other shit like that." Come on, man. That's the type of shit that gets said. Here, I'll be like, "What the fuck?" You're like, damn. Y'all gonna say this shit to everybody else. Y'all gonna get mad at them. Because of their opinion, they gonna stop coming to y'all. Just gonna stop y'all. Like, or it's just, oh, the person to be the black man just gonna be the bad guy. Right? I don't know, shit just crazy. That's why I say y'all perception is everything. And they go with different type of ways, like Kayla was talking about earlier. Right? You know, how she get treated and why she didn't want to, why she didn't want to become a police or and her working as a correctional officer. You know, that perception be like, it be fucked up. But it just is what it is. Right? You just gotta ride through the wave. Yeah, that's why this been a chat, you know. And I say something sometimes. And then it's crazy. Yeah, man, I just love everybody who be here, man. I ain't tripping it like it's just, you know, and you know what? It's crazy because, like, even when, look, it was a time I could have really got some get back, right, of a situation, but I took the hard road. And that would have been the perfect time to get the get back, right? But I ain't on that. I'm really on this crime and injustice shit. You know, when a person came at me for it, you know, like, and for, you know, but I ain't mad at nobody. I'm just telling y'all, but I ain't on that. Mm. Like I say, just see the difference, you know, and you just gotta just ride through the wave, because, like, people is people, right? And you can't control what people gonna do. You just gotta just sit back and accept that shit. And then other people who done been turncoats came back and they just fully accepted. That shit crazy to me. I be thinking like that, what the fuck is going on? Then motherfuckers be mad at me for y'all mad at me for what? Like, people done been turncoats, they come back and then, you know, high price. This shit crazy. I don't know. I don't know. This community, it's crazy. But everybody know that in, like, the situations, I never did nothing. If I'm being honest, I don't apologize for shit, but I ain't never did shit. I ain't never started shit like with people who didn't needed the shit to start. Was out to the beautiful Akasha in the building. I didn't. You know, just tired of fucking apologizing. Just, like I ain't never do shit. Like I didn't. I just being a bigger person, and that shit don't even work. People just they just wanted to just attack and just do what they do anyway. That's why I just don't like that fake ass shit. Don't like it. Don't like it. That's what it be. That's why shit, I just stay out the way now. I don't worry about that other shit. Cause like I said, you know, when it was drama happening, and came in on the huckleberry shit. That wasn't me with no drama. That was me holding it down, standing on 10. And that shit got made to be drama because of situations. And I ain't never started no situation. Thank you, beautiful Kayla John. I ain't never started no situation, right? I'm down for the cause. I just can't be no go along, get along. Cause when you with the drama, you get blamed, and then when you trying to stop the drama, everybody be like, no, 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 no. They be like, don't speak, don't the drama, drama, drama. But then you telling people, no, 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 they do it, and it's like, what? Can't be real. That's why when the recent situation happened, my name got mentioned. I wasn't gonna get into it at all, which I could have really did, but I wasn't, because I was past that. But I know if I did, I'll get blamed, right? But, a lot of the people doing it, and the people who was blaming people, for drama, they right there with them. They get mad, yep, facts. Pinpointed, but mm, 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 mm. And why I appreciate people like Grant, right? Because a lot of people telling me, don't do the Grant interview, right? Man, everybody love Grant now. And then I wasn't finna let nobody dictate me not doing the Grant interview. 'Cause I thought Grant was dope, right? It's like, damn, do we got to get mad at somebody? Listen, I wasn't in none of the other stuff first, right? I was in none of that. When that phone recording shit came out, that shit blew up bigger than anything. And that's what made me get in the mix. But didn't care about that. I ain't have no problem. Like, my problem ain't everybody's problem unless it's some real serious to people who I really rock with, right? But if I'm looking at it in a way and saying, it ain't no big deal to me, it ain't no big deal. But if it's a big deal to people who I rock with, then I'm not rocking with them because that's just how I'm coming. Right? But hey, we gonna keep pushing. I ain't on that drama shit. Could have been easy to get on it. Could have just stayed on it, right? And just say F people for blaming fucking me for it, right? Thank you, beautiful Joy. All right, beautiful bro. Yeah, and let everybody blame me for another drama going on. Ain't nobody who was pointing fingers now. It's about, drama free, the people who was out there really protesting. It's shit crazy. I say people be hypocrites. And I ain't talking about like the OG to go to nobody like that. I ain't talking about them two. I'm just talking about people be hypocrites. It's like people out here who were saying drama, drama. They right here a part of it. Giggling, typing in the comments. This city going on. Yeah. But see, when I was going to people, they labeled it drama. You know, they did. They labeled it that. They said, we got to stop that. We got to stay focused on the goal at hand. All right? Crazy work. No drama. That's all I seen. When I get on no drama, then I see everybody get in drama. And it's okay. It's okay. Ain't nobody saying no drama with it. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. And like I said, I ain't got no problem with nobody. I ain't got no problem with just Machado. Like nobody who on this community. I know turncoats. I'm talking about nobody who on this community because I don't get in people business because people can end up that cool that was in this community. I ain't got no problem with nobody. All right. I don't. Mm, I ain't with that. Just can't do it. Like everybody want to be this. Like I rock with people, but they don't not necessarily agree. Like everybody, like I brought this up talking about Adam Dykes. I wasn't. He's a smart dude, but I wasn't more impressed by him than I was that one. What's her name, Miss Perkins? I thought she did it way better. He was sure to answer the questions, right? He was. He was sure to answer the questions. He didn't want to answer about the GOAT. That's the GOAT guy, but that's the GOAT. I didn't I didn't like the fact he didn't want to answer the questions. I didn't like the fact that he was a federal prosecutor, like in Boston, and he seen all that going on right there. Like, what is you doing? Like, are you seeing all this fuckery going on? Why you didn't attack it? Like, am I tripping? When he a federal prosecutor? All right. No. Uh, uh. I ain't like that. And I ain't like the fact he said, you know, like, and people got mad. And even the girl got mad, but I didn't get mad at Miss Perkins when she said that, because you got to think about it in hindsight. If she dropped him off there, he come back and you hearing all this probable cause, right? But once the evidence start coming out, like Miss Perkins said, then she'll drop it. See, that's the type of real shit I want to hear. I don't want to hear Adam Dykes saying, "Oh, this, that," but you can't even answer Turtle Boy question. You're trying to run from it. I like the fact Miss Perkins said, "Hey, I don't like the way Turtle Boy talk. He's like, well, stuff, but this case, I would have dropped that." See, I like that real shit. Like, Dykes, he couldn't even answer the Turtle Boy question. And everybody excited about him. I'm, he didn't excite me. Hey, I can't wait to see what else they got coming up. Right? I think that's what I'm gonna do too. Cause like I want to play clip for clip with them, right? On my next live, right? I want to play clip for clip to see why people think that he was better than her. What did people see that I didn't see? Because there was like 2 or 3 questions that kind of made me look at him like, huh? Oh, you're a part of this. You can't answer that. No. Adam Dykes. You're a federal prosecutor. You're smarter than that. You know how to answer a question and go around it to give a proper answer to get the assumption out there. Yes, I'm just saying though. I'm just saying though. I wasn't impressed. I wasn't. He's smart, but federal prosecutor. But you was a federal prosecutor. Yeah, but you was a federal prosecutor and you didn't go after that bullshit case that you were so ready to answer because you know that's the $1 million answer to give to make people clap their hands, stomp their feet, and shout for doing. I don't know. I don't trust him. I'm sorry. I don't trust him. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I don't trust him. I'm just being honest. He couldn't answer that question. She answered the question honestly. She said, "I don't like the way Turtle Boy talk to women. I don't like he do that, and I don't care." And the one thing I just like when she did recant and say, you know, he's talk like that, talking about it's not freedom of speech with this. She said, "Yes, it is," but she said that what's going on with him wouldn't go on with her. Like, I like the honesty. He was ducking and dodging questions about Turtle Boy, but everybody over there clapping. I mean, okay. I mean, all right. It's a federal prosecutor who worked in Boston. They known for injustice and corruption. Let them trick you. Like, because I ain't lying to you. Massachusetts. They made me feel a certain type of way. When he ducked that question with Turtle Boy and then tried to make the Karen Reed question look good. It was probable cause there, especially the way they set it up. Like, it was. Like, to arrest, like I said, it's going to go all the way to trial. She was just speaking in hindsight. But she said after she started seeing all the evidence, she'll drop it. I was like, that is trick. Boy, I was over there just, hey, listen, people, you know, got their right to their own opinion. I was just over there like, ooh, wee. And Dykes was just so bland. Oh, I don't want to answer it. You don't want to answer it. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And then she helping him. Oh, I know that you can't answer certain questions. No, she shouldn't say that. She shouldn't say that. That you can't answer certain questions. And look, y'all, when you speak out against some people who people like, they sure don't want to support you then. Or like you come holler at you, whoopty woo, none of that. And I don't give a shit no more. I don't like what I seen in Deitch in that first one. He failed to me. Real talk. He failed to me. I'm sorry. He did. And I don't trust him. I don't trust him. If you can't answer that question about the goat, shaking in your boots, then you ain't the type of candidate, sir, that I would want as the new DA. You were shaking in your boots. Oh, I can answer that. Heard the gasp in your voice, like it was hard to swallow. Oh, and I mean this is see, this the type of bullshit I could be. I say I was trying to hold back on this dude because everybody like him, but I don't. I don't like him because he didn't answer that question about the go. Oh, I can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just like as a federal prosecutor, as on your resume, you could have did something. You didn't. Like you didn't see that? You wasn't watching that afar? Oh, but you want to come over here and make that question and that answer sound good. I'm sorry. Don't like him. I don't think of what I've seen so far that he'll be a good one. You can't duck no questions like that. She didn't duck it. Shit. She said she don't like the way Turtle Boy talk. Okay, man. But the most important thing, it's injustice that's going off, and she will wipe that shit away. She said it. See, I want to hear real shit like that. You know, I don't want to hear, no, I can't answer that. Dude, you're killing me, Deitch. Oh, you're killing me. And they say he raising money and stuff like that, but what's the most important question he didn't answer? And you gonna be able to do all this and try to reopen and say you could do this, but as a federal prosecutor, Dykes, why you didn't put the pressure on it then? Don't you got the authority, don't you got the power to do that? Like, real talk. I ain't like it. And made me really not like him because he ducked that question. Don't like it. It made me really not like him knowing that he's smart and stuff. Be a federal prosecutor. Like federal is the feds, right? Like they could come in and do something. You should see this ain't right. And you say you want, but you say this is the reason why you want to run for DA here? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I say, are you kidding me? And I'm not bullshitting. It's my opinion, and people can take it how they want it. This dude was a federal prosecutor. He did nothing in that case when he was there. He could have put the pressure, right? But then he say he want to come here and be DA because of that. What? Uh, 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 mm, mm. Hey, but look, I could be wrong. He wasn't high enough in the feds to make that decision to act. That's why he decided to move out. Yeah, but like with him being a federal prosecutor, like I want to see his background on where he was speaking out about this, or what rank did he have? Like, because that's a high rank to be a federal prosecutor. Like, but like I said, I could be wrong, and no one said the kid joined. I thought she was. That's that same motherfucker who was in her earlier, cause they got capital letters. Fuck off, dumbass. You know it was. You know it. And we gonna keep talking about it too, coward. Yeah, but I ain't impressed by Adam Deitch. Not, you know, just not. I know that's everybody's choice. You know, he been on some shows. You know, maybe that's what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna go. Sit. I think he did an interview with somebody. I'm gonna find it in this community, and I want to see how he talking. But see, it's easy to talk to somebody in this community instead of talk to a reporter. So I want to see what the difference is. I want to see what the difference is. I want to see what the difference is. So it was someone above him. Keisha Hero back. Yeah, but I just you know, I just don't like the way he answered them questions. They showed me he ain't prepared to answer the tough questions you know, he ain't prepared to do that. His tough questions weren't like that. So yeah, I'm gonna do that though, cause I ain't impressed like everybody else is. He really done, you know, moved into after that one last place to me, you know, well almost last place, but you know, because not answering that question, dog. Like Taylor Boy is one of the most pivotal people in the state, and you duck that question. Oh nah, fam. Oh nah, fam. That's why when I be hearing people talking about it, I be like, what are they talking about? That question was too fly. Yeah, exactly. He didn't. He didn't. And that dude didn't do it. It's crazy, but it's like that's crazy. The government is kind of you. Oh man, get me started, Kate. Cause trust me, I don't think Cuz did it. I think the fucking boyfriend did it. Like it's just so much stuff. Like that wasn't even the same car. Go look at the tailpipes. Right? You can't get no clear picture of him. But yeah, that's another story. I'm gonna have to break that down on another video coming up. But yeah, I know my next video probably gonna be that Adam Deitch and Perkins, and then I wanna look over Adam Deitch too. He did an interview with her. It was something off of Emily C. It was one of them. But yeah, I'm telling y'all, like, I could be wrong, so don't believe me. I'm just saying, you don't duck the tough questions when you know this the biggest election to me in the history of Massachusetts. The Norfolk County, this bigger than anything. All right, this bigger than anything. Like real talk. And you got to get the right person in there. Like I needed to see real emotions, not robot. I want to hear you. I want you to make me feel you as a candidate. Right? I want you to make me feel your emotions as a candidate. I don't want a robot up there talking, then you duck the fucking GOAT question. That shit was pathetic to me. I didn't like it. Right? Didn't like it at all. Like it just, that was your stage right there to set the tone. The thing coming up in a couple of months, I don't know. Because I ain't, right now, I just can't say you with it. Now, there should be snapshots because they got the phone back 24 hours before because he always Snapchatting everything. So it's unusual, him being on the boat that day. You don't think they were Snapchatting? But hey, might not. But if he's an avid Snapchat user, they on a boat. You having fun with your people. Come on, man. Anything the other kids have his phone, they went through his phone like night and day. Oh, yeah. I don't like, I ain't like Dice when he did that, man. Duck that question and thinking, damn, do everybody see this? And I was really giving my honest assessment. I wasn't hating on them or nothing. Right? But I wanted to, you know, give him a chance to speak, right? Because that truth, I heard him, but I ain't just never been impressed, right? He just ain't stood out. He can say a lot of things. He can be hanging around people. But that's what politicians do. But also what politicians do, you got to answer the tough questions. You can't say, oh, I could. You got to go around it, sir. And that didn't happen. If I do, why don't you hit that Venmo up and show me how much I look like and that'll make me get up and dance. Hit that Venmo up. Keisha. Show me how much I sound like I'm with love to that Venmo. I'm cash out of the script. FBA, I think that's that rap out of Chicago. That's funny. But yeah. I don't like Adam Dice. Don't. I don't like him. You know, he didn't answer that turtle boy. So a couple of questions on there, he just, I can't damn, you're a prosecutor. It's like, I want to see some work. I don't want to hear you saying, oh, you seen this. I want to see a lot you done, right? I want to see a lot you done. I want to see a lot you done. um, was said about this case, like when you was in the office. I ain't talking about why you left and once you got you a home and in whatever part of town you said Quincy or whatever you said. I don't care about that. Congratulations. But I want to see where you was putting in work or making noise about this, not just when you were about to run. I want to see why you was in the office that you say or do a lot of stuff. That's what I want to see. Oh shit, that's funny. oh, oh shit. Oh, that's funny as fuck. Talking about the place and got us out, bro. Oh, that's funny as shit. You funny guy. I ain't gonna lie to you, that was funny. Oh, that's super funny. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, that's super funny, boy. But yeah, I think that's my next live. Cause I'm tired of being nice to this Adam Dice. I don't like him. I don't like he ducked that turtle boy question. I don't like him. You know? But then you want to answer Karen. Then you want to be Karen. You want to talk about Karen Rita, answer that question in a robotics way. The GOAT could get that same respect. Shit, if it weren't for him, boy, she wouldn't be free. And he damn sure, and I ain't mad at him, but this is the truth. He damn sure got way more character than she do. All right. She quick to answer her question to appeal to it. Like, nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Next question when it comes to the GOAT. Next question. For real now, and you want to be DA, huh? Everybody high on item dice. See, all of them, like I say, the GOAT, the OG. Oh my God, I ride with them right, wrong, and different, but I totally disagree. Totally on him. Like, real tight, he couldn't answer that question. He didn't have no emotion. He just looked like a guy who thought he was penciled in. And I'm being honest, he looked like a guy who thought he was just penciled in. He thought he was Adam Dice for the win. No cap. Cussed out. Cussed out, It's mine. Cuz say, I got this. You know, but I ain't impressed. You ducked the GOAT question. And I don't see how nobody could be impressed with that. Him ducking a GOAT question. Like, for real? I don't see how nobody could be impressed with that. Cuz duck the GOAT question. And I just can't, look past that. I can't, and he just did it and I guess he thought that was okay. It's not. Not to me, it ain't. But, man, I done been on here long enough. I love y'all to death, man. I appreciate everybody on here, man. Y'all are the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be able to rock like I rock, and I truly mean that. So let me turn y'all up real quick before we shut this down. Man, thank y'all, too. Thank y'all. Like, usually on X, when I was with that drummer, boy, I have 50, 100 shares. Boy, I barely get 2 or 3 now. But, it's all good. We're going to keep going. I thank y'all for still rocking with me and just loving me for being me. And we're going to stay like that. And I'll see y'all soon.
I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, I'm the right one, yeah. 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 I'm not the one, I'm the right one. I walk in like a bird, cold look, clear aim. You wanted smoke, I heard it. You talk big, all wordy, all bark, no bite. You can't win this fight. I seen your hand shake when the room got quiet. I don't need a threat, I bring it, then I write, yeah. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I don't just a crowd, I let them come. I stare, hit hard like a loaded drum. You keep on talking, I keep on moving. Your chest gets loud, but your legs ain't proving. You want that title, you want that crown. I take one look and I shut it down. I cries when the flow gets mean. I came in clean, let the scene pristine. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah.